Today is November the 5th of 2014. I want to go over the euro dollar using price and time technical analysis, so please pause the video and read a video disclaimer. Okay, we're going to start out with our commitments to trader report. We can see that the large commercial, which is the blue line, is going long the euro. So they're hedging. They're buying every time it's dipping, and if they're buying, they think the euro is going to go lower. They mostly reverse their positions in short when the euro goes up. So commercial thinks euro is still going to go lower. Retail, they're starting to go a little long, and large speculators are shorting the euro. So the large speculators think the euro is going to go down, and commercial are buying it, and retail think that euro is going to go up. So it's interesting, and that reflects on the numbers. You can see right there from this report, which is the 28th, all the way to the last report, the 21st. You can see that how the numbers change. Looking at the index, you can see that same thing. Commercial are buying. Retail started going long. Retail started going long from the 7th, and they're still long. And large speculators are shorting the euro. Regards to the calendar, we can see that tomorrow should be an interesting day. There's a lot of pound reports coming out. There should be some activity there. And for the euro, same thing. ECB, Draghi will be speaking, so that will definitely shake the markets. And unemployment and non-farm payroll for the USD. Friday, which another day I'll be watching also, non-farm payroll, which will be moving the markets, and CAD unemployment. So it should be interesting. Let's go into the charts because I don't want to waste any time. Seasonal dates you want to jog down is November 18th, gets a cluster hit of 2, and November the 28th. I'm not too sure if the markets will be open that day, but just keep an eye on those dates with the euro and look at price action. Sometimes there's pivot lows or pivot highs, and sometimes there's just increased volatility on those dates. So keep an eye on them. These are stops, so possibly the euro pops will probably hit these stops in these levels right here, which is at 2483 not 2483, I'm sorry, 2573, 2610, and all the way to 2724. Looking at our GAN swing, GAN is telling us swing indicator, stay short, nothing positive here. Even if Draghi speaks tomorrow, as of right now, the euro is still to the downside. Looking at our, going up here, looking at our levels where we're at, you can see that the 75% level was a strong level. It failed right here on the 4th. 2550, strong level. And interesting, on the 4th, that was 180 degree. So I was expecting a pop here, and I was expecting a pop here. I didn't know about this, and it failed. I thought it was going to go higher here, but it failed. We had our under indicator. You can see the 75% level right here is 2532. So you had a cluster of 275s back to back, and was major resistance for the euro. Let's take that off. Let's take this off. Let's add our Andrews pitchfork right here, and let's see where we at. So the euro bounced here on the 10th, put a high on the 15, pulled down, popped up here, tried to get out of this channel, was a head fake, pulled back down, and we're still here. So this is still bearish. This thing could just push lower, and I got a target to the downside because I think it's going to go lower, and it might hit that target and maybe even push lower, but we'll see. My short swing, my target's all the way to 23.92 right here. So we'll see where we at, but I think it's gonna push lower. Let's take this swing off here. Is there anything else I want to show here? I think that's it. I'm already 4 minutes, so let's continue. Let's go into our other chart and let's see where our cycles are working at. Cycle right here is saying that, you know, we're kind of going to top out here, or maybe put a low on 1111, push down to December the 3rd. So we'll see on that one. So this was kind of like projecting higher, and then I have one that's projecting lower. So I got two going the opposite. This one looks like it's topping out here on the 6th, and then we'll probably be making a low on the second week of December. So, and that's anchoring from this pivot low here, which is the third. So that's that on cycles. Planetary lines. Something I don't know if you guys ever see me do, but this is I do this also in my analysis. These is Mars. So you can see that Mars was support on the 3rd. Mars was resistance on the 15th. And we chopped around. This is the moon kind of trailing up. And then once we cracked the moon, we kept just coming down. And we're just hovering now around Mars. And this is Venus, Sun, and Mercury. All right here. So this is where we at. If we crack Mercury, which is Mercury looks like it's supporting it, it's going to push lower. And that's using Geo. Using Helio, you can see that same thing, Mars here, kind of pierced it a little bit, kind of was riding Mercury, almost kissed Mars again, was hovering, chopping around Venus, came down, found support at the Sun, failed Mercury and the Sun, pushed down, cracked Mars, and found support right here by Venus. And that's Helio. And this is the outer planets of Geo, because you can see the moon going up. Same thing, moon is kind of trailing up. This is Pluto. So price came going all the way up and hit Pluto again. So you can see there's a correlation between planets and supported resistance. Came up, hit Jupiter, failed. I believe that's Uranus. Came up, failed Jupiter, pushed all the way down, and now it's hanging out by Saturn. Chopping around here. Using the Bradley model, you can see that we failed over here and we got a pivot low, which is the 19th and 20th. So keep an eye on that. It looks like there's a possible cycle turn there because there's a big gap now from here to here. Looking one, optimized to the euro, you can see that we got a nice little pivot low here. You could have rolled that up and then, maybe just got stopped out. So it came down and it chopped down here, and now it's right here, and the next signal, potential pivot high or pivot low, could be the 23rd, 24th. So it should be interesting how we play it out here. Let's look at our geometry now stuff. The free ellipse, you see how it popped up here and cracked, and it cracked with Momo. So this failed right here, and now I have to adjust the ellipse, but this is where we were at, and it just cracked there. Anything there? Nothing there. The harmonic saw right here, we're at the 30th. It cracked too, failed down. Next one will be the first week of December, so that's gonna be far away. The Fourier string, this is the level you want to keep an eye on. This could be a possible low. And I just say possible low, that 24.92. That's why it's chopping around there. It's holding that, it's holding that. But if it cracks that, it's definitely going to push lower. But if it holds this and pushes higher, this could possibly be a low. But we'll see the way this week ends. Harmonics, nothing really there. Fibonacci ellipse, you can see right here, we hit the first arc right at the 3rd of November. So let's just see how we're going to come up to the 24th coming up, and then you have the 22nd on December. Nothing on the pitchfork. Fibonacci retracement was too far. The Gann fans, you can see that we've cracked this level now. We're hovering around here. There's another one down there, so we push low and we might end up probably kissing that one. Weekly bar still negative from the last 3 weeks, so this is still negative, so that's why there's nothing positive about the euro there. Monthly bars still negative. October was negative, and November now is still negative. Let's see, Gann square. I was thinking that was going to be a pop here, and it was a slam dunk to the downside. So we're coming up now to the 11-11, 11-12. So we got a couple of days more to go to see where we at there. Could be a possible change in trend. Planetary returns, nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. The Gann swing, this is using the Gann, not swing, the Gann square from the 2008 high. You can see that we just been riding this channel, cracked this arc, the circle right here, and it's just been pushing lower. And We could probably continue pushing lower, and if we're gonna do anything using this square, it'll probably be around the 19th 20, where it actually comes out of this grid. Nothing on the well, we got something coming up here on the 8th, 9th, 8th, 10th maybe, but that's on the weekend, so that's not gonna work out. Nothing there. Ain't really nothing there. Okay, so I should probably go here. This is using another technique I use on dates for forecasting. We can see that we put a low here on the 3rd. So this is a date I'm going to keep an eye on. It's on the 45-degree angle right here. So which is the 6th, which is tomorrow. So this could be a lot of action tomorrow. So keep an eye on the euro. And then next will be the 13th, which will be a 90-degree here. So we put a low here, and we failed it. And now this is our new low. And we put a spike high here. I'm sure we put a spike high here on the 15th. So that should be definitely green. Same thing using the hex and time. We put 11.3 right here, which is the 90 degree. So we put a low there as of now. And then the next date I'm watching will be the 7th. So 6 and 7 are the two dates that are on my watch list that are coming up for maybe possible pivot low volatility. I'm not too sure right now, but I know there's going to be some action within these dates because they fall on the grid, on the Gann grid, and then on the 15th here. Yep. See the 15th, we put a high here. Look at it across the 7th. So that's what I call a vibration connection right there. So it should be interesting how we play out, especially the 7th. We don't have it on the 6th. I mean, we do have the pivot high, but if it was something around here, it would be interesting. Using the square of 4 in time is the same thing. Where are we? The 3rd right here. So this is our pivot low, and we got the 6th right here on a 270 degree. Keep an eye on this on the 12th also. Oop. I changed that there. There you go. This is a date. Keep an eye on too. Another day you want to keep an eye on is the 22nd because of this vibration level. All these dates kind of clustered around doing pivot high, actually pivot lows. The 12th was a low. This was somewhere around here was a low. That was a low. It was pushing lower, and we kind of made a low here, which is the 3rd, but is off by a day. And I was looking for the 17th, but nothing happened. So this is a day I'm going to keep an eye on, which is the 22nd. And this is where we at, price action wise, now that we've calmed down to the 24.38. So you can see we put a high on the 25.76. We put a low on the 24.56. So you see interesting 180 degree, the 90 degree. So you get, just even using this, you could make some good scalps. And just look at price action, and when you see that it puts a high and it starts selling from there, just short it, write it down. And this is I believe the low, and this is where we open. Same thing here using the high of May 8th, the 39.92. You can see that we put a low right here, the 24.38. We put a high on the 25.76. So this is fresh because we put a new low, so I had to reset everything and start fresh. Dates to watch. These are using astro techniques I use with planetary buy signals. So on the 3rd, November 3rd, I had a bunch of buy signals from pretty much the majority of the planets. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and using Helio, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun. I got a buy signal on these right here. I had a buy signal on the 5th, but it was a dud. It didn't work out well. So the next date I'm watching for a buy signal will be on the 9th. I don't know what day is the 9th. The 9th is a Sunday. So I don't know, maybe Sunday night's action. But you get the idea. So those are the signals I have here. This is Possible change in trend, which is November the 7th. This is interesting. This has a 4 cluster hit right here on the 7th from a 90 degree, 180, and a 270 degree. So November 7th is really key date. You know, the 6th, Draghi might speak or whatever, but the true move might probably reveal itself maybe on the 7th. And that's just speculating. Using the July 1st pivot high of that swing, there's a cluster of 2 hits there, the 6th and the 25th. So this is the date tomorrow and then Friday. Using geometry, this could be a possible pivot low. So, you know, it could probably get a nice spike down using this. And then another possible pivot low could be the 19th. And this one could be either a possible pivot high, which is a PH, using the 5-8 and the 7-1 pivot points. Using the hermanometry, you can see that November 3rd worked out well because we had a hit there and we had all these planets indicating a buy signal. And these are all dates. This is more scalping right here than anything. Once I see things lining up in patterns out, I could jump in looking at the confirmation with the planets. And the hermanometry, these are dates that I'm just keeping an eye on. The 4th was a great pop. 5th was a dotted, you know, it sold off. 5th down here, and the 6th coming up, and then it jumps all the way to the 19th, 20, 21, 24, and then 25th and 26th. This one, 21st, 24th, gets a cluster hits of 2 because it's locking in from 2 position of 2 pivot points, anchors in the chart, especially from the bigger time frame. Square outs. We get a square outs on November 6th, which is tomorrow. So you see, I'm having a cluster of a cluster of things happening that are all vibrating together. You know, for different reasons, at different calculations and different points. So that sparks my interest. It'll be, you know, besides, you know, Draghi talking. Then November 15th and November 25th. And then if you move down here, these are, you know, possible, you know, I'm calculating if it's going to go lower. These are possible targets to the downside using price and time calculations. So you can see November, and this is for just in case it pops. And it's good news, whatever Draghi says, or, you know, November 7th, 28.52. So this remains to be seen. When these dates come, if price is around there, then it could be a possible low, possible change in trend. So we'll see. But you can see most of these look like more to the downside if the euro keeps on selling. And here too. This is more like an upside right here. If we get a pop, this could probably be a target. I'm looking to the upside. And same here too. The 7th is a square hit. The 9th also is a square hit. I put a posting that on the 4th was 180 degree. So it's going to be a pop. So that was a good scalp for me. And then the 9th, it's 195 degree. So it should be interesting to see what happens there. Which is be like a Sunday night or Monday. These are other dates I'm watching. And possible low 23.36 if we push lower. So those are the dates I'm watching. And lastly, we will go to the big picture. This is the price action we have right now. The euro put a low a third, pushed higher, couldn't even get to the 50, which is that 26.62, and even couldn't even get into the range, which is at least 26.06. So it just failed somewhere around the 25.50 with this pop up, and we're in the reverse level right here, which is at like, what level is that? 24.94. So it's trying to get above there, but it's going to have to deal with a lot of resistance. This is the 1 hour, this is the 5 minute, and this is the 15. And you can see this is the support level, and this is the chop that we had, you know, all day today, just going sideways, just waiting for some news. So let's go to the big picture. What should I start out? Look at the monthly, straight down, negative, kind of balancing out a little bit. You can see it just kind of now going sideways. This is kind of like balancing out. This has been balancing out. You can see it's just going sideways. Very oversold. Interesting. We're getting now a nice little bar on the TTM squeeze that, you know, it's come down, it's pushed lower. On the weekly, we hit the linear regression channel down here, and we just very bearish. Nothing positive here, negative. MACD is doing this up thing up here. Divergence pushing higher while prices is pushing lower. The thing that always spooked me when the euro got a pop is the CCI, this 50%, 51 here, 50, the blue one. It's in nitro. I call it nitro. Anytime you like get under this level here, that's like super bearish. And we've had these pops here, but this always stayed below here. So it was always telling me sometimes don't trust it on the daily, because the weekly is not even telling you that it's not about to like go up yet. Once I see this 50 get out of here and get in this range right here, then I say maybe we might start going higher. And you can see that it gave us a buy signal. We came up here, and that's as far we went, and now we're getting sell signals. Now on the cycle now is like it's turning to go down. Got a hockey stick, so it's kind of positive. It might probably pop tomorrow since it's leveling out. But TTM squeeze, 2 red bars, and it looks like it wants to even push lower. We got a full moon coming up, the 5th, 6th. So I don't know, maybe the full moon could bring it some gravitational pull and pull it higher with Draghi's words. But other than that, everything choppy, negative. CCI back into negative bear level, sideways, chop. Got a TTM squeeze here, and the squeeze play is to the downside. So pretty much everything here is negative. On the 12-hour, very negative. This is the 12-hour action, so each candle is 12 hours, and you can see that we couldn't even crack mobile band. So this was all chop, and that's why, I got out and got in and then shorted it and then got out. And now I'm like on the sidelines because I'm just going to wait to see what the news is going to be tomorrow, because I know tomorrow's going to be very volatile, so I don't want to be you can see right here the CCI got a spike, and you see the 50. Look where the 50's at. Look at the big spread. Red flag right there, and this is an indicator, tells me which is they call it snapbacks. So when this thing went up here, it created a snapback, and they just told me this is a head fake, so either get out or get your head cut off. And I follow my rules on this indicator, and you can see it's pulling back here. So that's what I see on the euro. I have a bias that is going to be more downside. I think the dollar is going to be going higher. Talking about the dollar, I wanted to show you something real quick now that I'm thinking about it. I did a video last time about it. Hopefully it shows up. My computer's been acting pretty strange lately. Alright, so you see this is a weekly dollar. I know it's a lot of lines, but they're very important. You can see this right here. I shorted this for a scalp, and it came back down, and then I covered, and this thing just shot up to the rocket. So we're not below this. This dollar is super bearish. This dollar wants to go, and maybe this is weekly. I don't know where it's going to get it, but it probably is projected to kiss that 89.30. And if it cracks through there, it's going to go to 90.24. I have it right here, 38.2%. And maybe it might, it might even push. It may even push even to 91, and maybe kind of, because this is this right here is what is it, 61.8 arch. So maybe it might respect that one. But right now, and it could probably chop around here. And then you got 100% in time coming up in March the 19th of 2015. So I mean, we got a long way to go if this is going to turn. But just showing you some dates that I have here. So right now the dollar looks like it wants to go up here. So what that means, gold is probably going to maybe push even lower, unfortunately, and euro might probably push lower. But that's the projection I have for the dollar to go up there. Hope this video helps, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the euro.